Hi everybody, this is Cheychuu. Welcome back to my channel. How are you guys all doing? I hope you guys are all having a beautiful day, night, wherever you guys may be in the world. And I hope that you guys are making sure to take care of your energy and making sure to protect yourself as much as you can, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. You know, I always say that, not to scare anybody, but to just be aware, just to keep your energy protected in general. Okay, so it's been a while since the last time we spoke. I believe my last video that I did was on the new moon in Aquarius, and that is still going on right now. I think it was at its peak yesterday on the 24th of January. But today is the Chinese New Year in the rat. So happy Chinese New Year to anybody who celebrates that out there. Like I stated, if you need any more of that information about the rat and just a little bit more about the new moon and everything like that, I will link everything below. All the information is below. By the way, I also activated my Instagram again, so it is now active. It is no longer disabled. So if you are guided to and you want to check up on me on Instagram, I just post random pictures, like quotes, little updates. I like to do little edited videos as such. So yeah, it's just like little fun things that I just like to put on there. But it is active now. Like I said in my last video, I was taking a bit of a break from social media in general, was guided to, and I will talk a little bit about the astrology. Right now, there's not much going on. Mind you, a lot of my messages can seem very repetitive because it's called a synchronicity for a reason, and when spirit wants to repeat something in particular, it means to really pay attention to that particular message in general. So a lot of these things are also channeled, but you can also find a lot of this information, especially like up on astrology, anywhere. So if you're someone who likes to study up on astrology or keep up on that, then just know that there's links in many different places out there that you can keep track of it in general. Okay, so just want to make that very clear. This may not resonate for everybody, okay, so keep that in mind. So take what does and just leave the rest, all right? And I don't think I'm going to be doing a tarot reading today. I have been taking a break from tarot in general. I just have been guided to, and it takes a lot of energy, it really does, and especially since I'm a beginner and I'm still learning how to harness and how to utilize my energy as well, and how to protect myself as well. So I am a student too. I am still learning just like you guys. I'm not a professional at all, but I just learn as I go along the way, okay? Right now, I did not mention that Uranus went direct a little bit mid-month of this month, so that means that, you know, Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. Also, Aquarius season has started as well, so happy birthday to all Aquariuses, okay? And also, if I'm looking down at my notes, okay, because I like to write things out, especially information. So yeah, we are in Aquarius season. Also, I mentioned the Aquarius new moon. Right now, we are still in the 111 portal. 111 portal, yeah. And so if you've been seeing 111, that is why, and also representing new beginnings. Just new, everything new coming in, and not to mention the new moon. So it's been a heavy time for a lot of purging and a lot of getting rid of the old, especially things that we have carried out from old cycles, especially if we're going by the Chinese New Year, like the 12-year cycle. So we just completed a whole 12-year cycle, and we're starting a new one with the rat, because mind you, the rat was the first to begin the cycle in general. So yeah, that's very important. So yeah, it's quite heavy, trust me, because since I've been gone, like I've been going through really heavy purge symptoms, especially within my solar plexus chakra area and also my sacral. So I've been really purging, like I've been the ascension symptoms and everything like that has been very debilitating, very painful, lots of tears being shed. I cried a lot, I got angry a lot. It was like being taken away from the light in general. So it's kind of like that dark night of the soul feeling, and I had that experience for almost a week now. But it's getting better, it's starting to lift up. But through that dark experience, I did learn a lot about myself, especially the fear that I've been holding for years, and the childhood wounds that I've been holding on to, and certain mindset and beliefs that were just not serving me any longer, that I needed to be aware of to let go. So in a way, when I was going through that moment, it didn't feel good. It didn't feel like things would get better. And right now I am still recovering from that. Like, I'm still feeling a lot of pain, especially within my solar plexus region. And yeah, it's been quite heavy. And the thing is that I've noticed, and I kept noticed, that there's others who, especially other divine feminines, who've mentioned out there that they are also experiencing heavy ascension symptoms right now. And so it's, and also the divine masculine is as well. It's really experiencing those tower moments and those endings, and those purging and ascension symptoms as well, because you guys are both divine masculine, divine feminine. Okay, keep that in mind. It's all about duality in that sense. And also, when I'm going to go a little bit more about why I mentioned that Venus is in Neptune, because the Venus represents the divine feminine energy. That's how I track pretty much the divine feminine and divine masculine energy, is if I follow Venus and Mars. Also, because Neptune is ruled by Pisces. Okay, so Pisces, that means that we are learning a lot from the house of Pisces right now about diving really deep within, going into those shadows, really doing that shadow work, and pulling out. Like, it can be painful, sometimes it's not, but pulling out and kind of sifting through everything that's in that dark closet of ours in order to move forward. Okay, because in order to bring in those new beginnings, we have to purge and let go of the old to bring that in. Otherwise, it would be an overcrowding of it. Just, there's no balance in that, right? So Mars is in Sagittarius, of course. Like I said, they will be in these houses. Sagittarius is also the ruler of Jupiter as well, so Jupiter has been a big play right now. So a lot of karmic rewards and payouts coming out around the corner, especially with Saturn working around. We did get out of Capricorn season, but a little bit of that karmic, I would say, negative energies are starting to kind of seep through within the dream state, especially since it's Pisces. Going with, like, so if you've been getting a lot of like nightmares or negative visits or just karmic visits from energies and stuff like that, just know that that's normal, but don't let that affect you so much to the point where it brings you down, like energetically wise. Just, what I say for karmics is that when they tend to visit you in your dream state and everything like that, they usually do it out of fear, to try to scare you, to lower your vibration, so that way you can't manifest or bring in those new things or experiences. You know, it keeps you stuck in that lower vibration, out of fear. And the thing is that feel it, you know, and then release it and let it go. Wish well for people who wish down for you. Like, I know it's hard to, and I know there's a lot of triggers that go into that, but by now, since everybody's on different parts of the journey, I really stress that please don't let those type of visitations, especially within the 4D astral realm, scare you. Okay, you know what's true in your heart. Go by what you feel, not by what you are seeing with your two eyes. Go by what you feel. And if you are confused, then please talk to and ask your guides or your spirit team or someone that you trust, etc. Because around this time, there's still a lot of people being revealed for who they truly are and what their intentions are. So it's that time of using extreme discernment in a way, and I'm feeling that crossroads energy still. So people who are still releasing, and then there's people who are starting to now receive what it is that's meant for them right now. So that's great. So there's just as much as there's a spectrum of people who are still kind of like, you know, letting go, there's still people who are like receiving. So everybody gets their turn is what I believe. And the thing is that patience and divine timing is a big play in all of this. Okay, this is the time where it really tests your patience, especially especially if you've been experiencing that very cold and stagnant energy, like things not going the way that you would want them to, or the way that you prefer them to, you know. Because mind you, the universe doesn't care whether you want or don't want something. The universe only listens to what you put out there, okay? So be very mindful of your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your actions when it comes around this time, okay? Because judgment is very heavy around this time. Like, I'm getting that 20 energy, like the 2020 judgment card. So everyone's going through their form of judgment around this time, and it's not like a test, but it's more so to see where you're at on the journey and what it is that you need to, you know, assess within yourself, in order to help reflect that outside of you, you know. So animals that I've been seeing is butterflies, bears. Butterflies represent new beginnings as well. Also ties to your ancestors and any spirit guides. So letting them know that you're around, they're around, and that you're loved and you're protected and you're safe, okay? So lions as well, so that solar plexus chakra energy, that 8, if you've been seeing 888, that also represents infinite abundance, the infinity sign. It also represents strength, Leo energy, getting rid of fear and gathering that strength in order to embark on that new journey in your life, okay? Wolves and foxes have been a big thing as well, especially for the divine masculine energy, especially since we were in, like before with the full moon in Cancer, that was the wolf moon as well. But wolves also are known for those that mate for life. So it's more like a I'm getting more of that like old soul like type thing, intertwining type thing. Foxes meaning something sneaky going on behind the scenes. It doesn't mean negative. It could be meant negative, because if you know, there's a lot of negative energy being put out, especially if you're very close to union, or if you're close to you know, receiving that abundance. Usually that's when the karmic energies will really start to test your faith in general, and they will really, you'll feel them a lot heavier. So that's why I that saying of it's always darkest before dawn. So shout out to Missy. If you know Missy, you know who I'm talking about, but she's also a tarot reader, and she is someone that I really also learn from as well, and I resonate with her a lot on the journey, so shout out to her. But she has mentioned a lot of darkest before dawn type of thing. So it is kind of like that, like you have to go through extreme darkness in order to experience that light, that extreme light. It's like the law of polarity in a way. So snakes I've been seeing quite often as well, which represents the Kundalini activation and also awakening. Also snake representing, you could be surrounded by energetic vampires or someone that's within your circle that is taking from you, or is not serving you in your journey. Those that I would say like a snake in the grass, that type of thing. You have to be really aware, especially those who the sneaky ones, the really sneaky ones, the ones that you think would never ever do wrong in that way by you, in that way. I'm not saying to be paranoid and to really watch everybody around you. Don't be paranoid, but just keep an eye out and be more observant of your surroundings and those that you choose to put yourself around as far as that goes, because especially if you're empathic, you have to be careful of not absorbing other people's energy and taking it in as your own, and that takes a while to learn. Some get it like right away, but it's taken me years to really get that down, and even now I still struggle with that. So it's important to, that's why they're saying right now hermit mode, Four of Swords mode, like to rest, to really rest and go within. That's really like the main thing right now. So numerology: 111, 1111, 222, 333, 444, 555, 606, 717, 777, 7 very prominent, 808s, of course, 909, 1010s, 1221s, and 121. The ones that have been popping out the most is 222, 333, 777, and 1010. 222 representing dualities, also balancing, also 333 representing the fertility energy and the Trinity, which is the mind, body, and soul. Also between the masculine, feminine, and the creator in general, the divine. And then the 777 has been very like in the face. It is also my favorite number, but it's a very spiritual number and representing, you know, awakenings, and also representing lucky number. Like it's a lucky number, so like wealth, abundance, that type of thing. So I'm seeing people are receiving, you know, gifts in that form, especially from Jupiter. And so 1010, which is a completion of cycles and starting a new one. So one has to end for the other to start, to begin. So that type of thing. So I'm getting more of like that Ten of Swords energy, and also the Wheel of Fortune type of energy. So going into that last level of, you know, of that heavy energy. I feel like as the year goes on, like that heavy energy from these past cycles will start to lift as we work on letting go, you know, of the past, etc. So and being more present in this present moment. I had to crack my finger. Ow, hurts. Symbols that have been great is trains, rings, of course, rainbows, which is, you know, I'm getting more of that rainbow bridge type feeling. So bridging the gap between the 5D and 3D. So it's really coming to a close. Like right now, I think the rainbow bridge is already up. So it's that connection, right? So, excuse me. Roses for the divine feminine energy as well. Also, sun, moon, and stars. I've spoke about that as well. And then also the pentagram. The pentagram has been a big symbol lately as well. It's also a sign of protection. A lot of people associate the pentagram with, you know, devilish things. But the thing is that it's not devilish. If you really look up a lot of symbols, especially for alchemy in general, those type of symbols are like used for protection, etc. So upside down or not, just if you feel guided to look more up on certain symbols like the Ankh or the you know, they come from different like civilizations, like the pentagram, all that. If you feel guided to, you should look into that as well. But especially like when it comes to alchemy, like that's been a huge theme lately as well. And I've been getting a lot of connections to Atlantis and Lemuria. I've been learning, of course, I've always mentioned that I've been connected to Atlantis, but I've been learning more about the Lemurian part, which, you know, were two ancient civilizations that were around way back then, okay? Probably when the pyramids were being built in ancient Kemet, which is Egypt. But also Lemuria, I believe, was the southern region of civilization, and then up north was the Atlantis part. So Lemurians were more so like shamanistic, like worked with the earth type, while Atlantis was more about the alchemy and practicing different types of sciences and stuff like that. So I've been learning more about as far as that goes for starseed origins, and also just past life regression work in general, right? And Atlantis has been a very big, Lemuria and Atlantis has been a very big theme right now for being presented, especially I'm getting a lot of ocean vibes. Like they're showing me a lot of like water connections and remembrance of drowning within my dreams, because, you know, earlier in my journey I had a lot of dreams of drowning and being submerged underwater, and it's also a fear of mine. Amazingly, I love water, I love connections to water. However, I always had a fear of drowning and I did actually almost drown as a kid too, so that I kind of know what that experience is like. So it's let's just say I've been being brought back to that point of that feeling, and it's letting me know that I need to release fear when it comes to that, when it revolves around that. So yeah, so I'm learning more from my shadow side especially, and it's helping me to release my built up fear from past lives and in this lifetime. And it's like a big epiphany, like a big like knock on the head. Like there's things that I need to change about my life in order to benefit me as a whole. okay? And then it's going to help benefit the collective as a whole as well, right? And that same goes for everyone else. It's like being real with yourself, okay? Not sugarcoating anything, but being real with the fact that what your wrongs were, what your rights were, you know, things, you know, it's not the shoulda, woulda, coulda thing, but it's more so realizing your part and your role when it came to certain things in your lifetimes. So different lifetimes or this one in general, okay? So I've been getting a lot of dream visitations because Pisces also, like Venus being in Pisces, I was expecting this because Pisces is all about the dream state too. And lots of weird dreams as well because of its Aquarius season, and Uranus is known for, you know, Aquariuses are known for being the not conventional type of sign. They're their own type of people, okay? And I love Aquariuses. I love all signs, but they're like kooky, and I love it. They're known for being very extraterrestrial, like that type of thing. So I'm gonna pause this real quick, okay? Okay, so yeah, so I've been getting a lot of like weird kooky dreams, and then also dream visitations. If you've been experiencing dream visitations from your counterpart as well, especially if you are not in communication or in reunion or union with your counterpart in this lifetime, mind you, it doesn't matter if the labels is, you know, twin flame soulmate, doesn't matter. It's just really, I'm getting that burpee energy, that solar plexus chakra releasing energy. So excuse me, but it's also for the fact that it's, if you've been getting dream visitations and stuff like that, pay attention to them, like write them out if you need to, but especially the ones that you remember, okay? Because we don't remember all dreams. There's people who do, who really vivid dream. Like for me, I vivid dream and I remember my dreams very specifically. I have always been that way since I was a kid. But for other people, they find it quite difficult to remember their dreams, or they have amnesia when it comes to that. So just know that that's normal. There's nothing wrong with that. It just means that there was probably, you are still learning on a conscious level when you're in the astral realm. Mind you, when you are sleeping, you're laying down at night, your body is still retaining that information in those downloads and those upgrades, right? Especially DNA upgrades is pretty much what the whole collective is going through right now, and that can be quite painful because it's all going through the bloodstream. It's all going, especially divine feminines, if your menstrual cycle has been very heavily affected around this time as well, that's normal. But the thing is that all the old has to come out somehow, and if it's through blood, or if it's through purging, or if it's through, you know, like throwing up, or tears, you know, that type of thing, sweats, like nervous sweats, you know, shivers. I can go on forever. I should do a more in-depth video of dark night of the soul symptoms in the future, but I kind of don't want to get into that right now. I really don't. I'm still tired and recovering from my heavy ascension symptoms that I've been going through right now, okay? But I've been doing more research on higher dimensions. I've been doing more research on like all the way up to the 9th dimension. There's a lot of dimensions as well. Mind you, when I mentioned chakras, you have more than 7 chakras as well. They wanted to mention that. You have so many chakras. Not just 7, okay? But the ones that I talk about predominantly are the ones that are well known, that we usually focus on this 3D realm, but you do have a lot more chakras than that, okay? So just want to make that clear. But the dimensions, I've been doing more research on that and on higher realms, so more, I've just been doing a lot of more heavy research on that aspect, and just finding out more about this earth, this plane that we're on, and kind of like learning more about the different dimensions and where my spirit guides, where my starseed family kind of resides in, and then learning more about how my soul jumps from, you know, I learned about that before earlier, mind you, but it's always good to have reminders and to really like reflect back. But I'm learning new things, and I say, you know, the darkness is a blessing in disguise. The dark times is always a blessing in disguise. It may not feel like it right then and there, trust me, but you are going to be very thankful that you went through that experience in order for you to gain that knowledge, because it's learning that you had to go through that in order to not only help you, but also possibly help others out there that could be going through the same thing. So I'm wishing you guys nothing but love and light, and shall see you guys in my next video, okay? Stay safe and peace.